Today we are going to be analyzing how, in The Stranger by Albert Camus, Meursault rejects a hierarchical system and how it connects to the theme as a whole. While I do this, I'll also be preparing a breakfast I think Meursault would like. That breakfast being eggs, blueberries, onions and garlic, fried like sauteed, and obviously sausage, since I know he likes blood sausage. I also made coffee, but I forgot to put it in the video, but I did make coffee. Societies created religious systems to cope with death. However, these religious systems fail to truly solve the fear of impending death. This is highlighted by Meursault's rejection of religion, where he overcomes death without its help, thus showing religion to be a crutch. Meursault has two interactions with very religious people, that being the magistrate and the chaplain. Meursault first meets the magistrate as he is being questioned. The magistrate begins to become more and more worked up as he cannot understand Meursault. Meursault says he doesn't believe in God, and the chaplain says everybody does. He finally reaches a boiling point, and on page 69 the text reads, "That was his belief, and if he were ever to doubt it, his life would become meaningless." Do you want my life to become meaningless? This interaction clearly shows the limits of the system. Meursault is at risk of being imprisoned and executed, yet he shows a demeanor of one that could care less. This completely baffles the magistrate. He himself must be scared of death, as he cannot comprehend the idea that somebody who doesn't believe in God is not afraid to die. Meursault's self-confrontation of his fate directly undermines the weakness of using religion as a coping mechanism, as religion is more like a band-aid or crutch. On the surface it helps the problem, but deep down the wound still festers, and it is simply an aid to get through life, rather than a solution to the problem. Meursault's second encounter involves a chaplain. The chaplain is attempting to convert Meursault in his last days in his cell for execution. Yet still, Meursault refuses to accept God. The chaplain cannot understand. After more back and forth, the chaplain loses it on page 119, saying, "No, I refuse to believe you. I know that at one time or another you wished for another life." The fact that the chaplain says refuse demonstrates the flaws of the religious system. He believes so much in his religion that he chooses to not believe those who go against his belief. He is so limited by religion that he cannot comprehend a man who actually has overcome death. He tries to say that Meursault has at one point wanted another life, but Meursault dismisses the point. By rejecting the hierarchy of a religious system, he can see the truth of the world more clearly and accept himself for everything he is, even his death. This is shown when Meursault tells the chaplain, so what if he wanted another life, or if he did one thing and not another? None of it matters. This concept of nothing mattering is the exact antithesis of the chaplain's religion, and it is why he is so befuddled. In stark contrast to the outbursts from the religious men, Meursault becomes calm. His impending and inevitable death forced him to confront it head-on. This was a catalyst for him to grow, and this growth is shown from this quote on page 122. "I felt as if I understood why at the end of her life she took a fiancé, why she had played at the beginning again." Meursault was able to understand his mom and her acceptance of death, and this also means he can finally understand and accept his death too. Despite not conforming to a religious system, he found peace. Is that not more than the religious men could do? They became violent when forced to question their beliefs, but because Meursault lacked belief, he lacked such limits. This is why he is the one who is happy and in his cell waiting for his death, not the religious men who are unhappy despite being free. This dichotomy between how the men of religion cope when death rears its head versus Meursault's response clearly shows how religious systems fail to truly solve the fear of impending death. Anyways, this is my analysis of how rejection of a hierarchical system from Meursault in The Stranger contributes to the theme as a whole. I also think that Meursault genuinely would love this breakfast, even though I forgot the coffee. Thanks for watching.